morning, everyone. Welcome to our live webinar of eIMMIGRATION. My name is Vanessa. On behalf of Cerenade, I want to thank you for joining us today. Today, we're going to cover billing, credit card processing, storing payment info, and if you have QuickBooks as well. So please send me your questions if you have questions. This webinar is being recorded. We keep our videos in our YouTube channel. And we also have a PowerPoint presentation prepared for you that you can download if you click on handouts, and you can download it and share with your team. If you're watching this video after today, you can request the PowerPoint from our team so we can email it to you. All right, so as I said, you can ask questions. We have a questions or chat section. If you go to the panel on the Go to Webinar menu, you can just send me your questions. All right, so let's get started. Today we're going to cover, like I said, billing and how to customize it, how to create an invoice, obviously how to process payments. And also we're going to cover payment plan options if you want your clients to get a reminder or a link. If you want to use our credit card processing module, it's an optional module, and you can choose LawPay or PayPal for now. We also have features related in the client portal, such as the ability to deposit funds into the trust account and, making a payment. So we're going to talk about that too. And the time and billing module, it's also related. So we're going to show you how you can track your time and create expenses based on that if you charge per hour. And lastly, the QuickBooks integration, if you rather use QuickBooks instead of eIMMIGRATION's billing module, as well as the smart alerts. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to switch my screen. Before I begin, I do want to ask how knowledgeable you are with our billing module. Are you a beginner? Are you here for just a refresher, or you feel like you're a pro? Also, let me know if you can hear me fine. Thank you. I'm waiting for the rest of the participants to vote. Let's close this and share the results. It looks like the majority of you are obviously new users, beginners. So let's continue. And even if you have unrelated questions, please send me those questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my caseworker portal, and let's get started. So again, billing is one of our optional modules. You would have to be subscribed to that. And if you are not, you can always contact our sales team members and you can get a quote. So first of all, if you are subscribed and you want to use the billing module, you first need to customize it. How do we do that? We need to switch to the administrator portal. On the top right corner, there's a gear icon. Click on that and you should see administrative tools. In fact, I'm going to right-click and open in a new tab. And let's take a look. So here in the administrative portal, we're going to scroll down to where it says types of items, types of billing items. Well, what are these, like the categories? Instead of saying just professional fees, I can maybe specify like FedEx, translation fees, consultation fees, any other category that you guys want to create. You can customize this drop-down menu. So first, add any type of categories or types of fees. And then once you're done, go back to your home screen here in the admin and click on billing items. Ideally, you want to create a billing item for, like each, form or each service, like, asylum or naturalization, or, you can create the type of fee. This is just an example. I created a code 001 ASY. It's a legal fee for asylum flat fee, and it says 6,000. So I can create the type of, again, category. When you add the billing item, it's going to ask you what type. So this, again, as we saw, it's customizable. So So you're going to choose the type of fee. You have to give it a code. It could be any type of code. And then just enter the description. I put consultation / consulta. Sorry, I'm reading a question. And then obviously how much we charge for that. Oh, that's an expensive consultation. Let's say we charge $50 for a consultation. If you charge per hour, you can switch that and change the flat to hourly rate. Okay? And then simply click save. So I'm going to cancel this. My recommendation, if you don't have time yet to create every single item, at least create one generic or like a master fee where you can just put $1 and you're gonna, or like this one, general test. You're gonna change the description anyways, so you might as well just create at least one item like this one so that you can edit or modify the description later on, as well as the amount or the fee, in case you don't have time now to create every single one. Obviously, again, the best practice is once I create those billing items, I want to customize my processes. Why? Because the case process has all these elements like forms, stamps, documents, questionnaires, and it has billing items. So if I say, you know what, for asylum, since we mentioned that, I want to customize the items, I click on billing, and then I can just add my billing items that are related to that process. Okay, so it's up to you. But ideally, that's the whole process, creating or customizing the billing items and also customizing the actual process. Let's go back to the caseworker portal, and I'm going to show you how to create a case and add expenses to create an invoice and process payments. Someone asked me a question. Let me go back to that and read it out loud. It says, is there a way to create automatic payment for different customers who have a flat fee monthly retainer? Yes, if you have the credit card processing module, you can schedule a payment plan. Basically, each client has, and you can customize it, but not in general. Like I can't say for all these 50 clients, charge them, I don't know, $200 every month for this service. No, it's one at a time. You go to the client invoice and schedule the payment plan, and you choose the dates and the amounts. I'll show you in a moment. Okay, so let's first create a case. I already have a client, and later I'll show you also how to create these alerts. So I have a client, and I want to create a case. Now, I want to also mention that now you don't necessarily have to have a case. Now you can go straight to billing, click on invoices, and you can add an invoice even if you don't have a case. Okay? So if you add an invoice and you don't necessarily have a case yet, maybe she's just a prospect and I want to charge for a consultation. So I don't necessarily have a case yet, but I want to create an invoice without a case. So that is now an option, and you can add the invoice items for this new invoice. Remember we talked about the general one, so let me find it. I think it was here. Okay, so I'm using the general item. Obviously, I'm going to modify it, and if I need to do that, I have to click select, edit. So I can say this was for, oh, that's right there. Consultation or consulta in Spanish. And then I want to charge maybe $100. And the date when we had the consultation was 2 weeks ago. I can also modify the quantity. So maybe we're giving them 10%, 20% discount. So I save that. So now it shows the discounted fee or extended price and the actual consultation date. And then I just choose my default invoice template, unless you guys want to pay for a custom invoice template, which we do offer that. I don't suggest that you limit the type of payment, so leave it like that. And if you want the system to email confirmation, email to your clients when you process a manual payment, leave that checked. So I'm just going to say add, and it takes me to the actual invoice where I choose the address. If you don't see the name of the client or the address, it's because you haven't entered the address under the address section for the contact profile. If that's the situation with you, just enter at least a dot, so at least the name shows up. You can then modify the invoice and put the actual address. All right, anyway, so here shows consultation. Maybe I want to put something like 20% off, descuento, like, I don't know. So I want to customize the description, but I cannot customize or modify the amount. If I need to change that, I would have to close the invoice and go back to the expenses list. So I'm going to scroll down. There's a section for notes. As you can see, the notes appear by default. If you want these notes to appear by default, just go to the admin portal. In the administrator portal, there's going to be a section for settings. So you want to scroll down and click here, application settings. And then on the right-hand side, you should see billing. This is where you guys can customize your notes by default. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. All right, so let's go back. And I'm going to save the invoice and close it. So I'm charging $80 for a consultation. Let me know if you have any questions at this point, okay? I do want to show you how to create a case. If you're new, to create a case, you simply click here, create case. And that's it. You just go through the steps of the case wizard where you select the department, the type of process. I'm going to choose my department. I pick the process. All these drop-down menus can be customized, again, from the administrative portal. I've got the attorney's information that will transfer to the forms. And then I choose the party roles, like who's the beneficiary, who's the petitioner. So you select the roles here. I'm going to select petitioner alien, click next. I've got conditional rules that I'll just skip. I've got the forms checklist. Again, I just want to show you the basic steps, but you need to create a case. This is how you do it, and you can go straight to forms. But today we're going to talk about billing. So I'm going to show you, once I create the case and I want to add expenses, I can click on billing, expenses and charges, and I can add them manually. Remember, we talked about customizing the processes, and based on the type of process, then it shows the type of fees. Well, if you don't see anything, let me say we're doing a translation service and it doesn't show any records found. It's okay. Just choose no process, which gives you all billing items, and that's where you can see all the items. So I would pick the one that we created as a generic one. I'm trying to find it. Let me see. General. Okay, it's right here. So I'm going to pick that one and add the expense and then modify it. Select, edit. Again, remember, I'm going to change that description. Maybe put, adjustment of status. I don't know, like $7,000. I don't know how much it is. And again, you can leave it like that for the quantity, the expense date, and save it. So now it shows that I'm charging this much for an adjustment of status, and I will create the invoice. After you add the expenses, which you can add manually, or you could also use the process steps and activities for the system to add expenses automatically. So you can automate that step. If you want to keep adding more expenses, great. If this is it, a flat fee, then proceed to click on invoices. We want to create the invoice. Please let me know if any of you have any questions at this point. Let's see. No, any questions at this point? All right, I'm going to continue. So I'm going to click Add Invoice. select my client, select the fee, select the template, and click Add. All right, so now we see the invoice, and if I need to make modifications, I can. If not, I'll just save. So I've got the invoice ready. It's right here, invoice 2886. Let me know if you guys have any questions at this point, okay? Now let's say that it's been a while, she hasn't paid, and there's a fee, a late fee. I want to add the late fee. So I click here, select, manage discounts and late fees. So it could be either a discount or a late fee. I can say, late fee. I don't know, just say it's $7. And I'm adding it today, and I save it. All right, so just close, and now it's $7,007. All right, let's see. I'm going to read a question. To access the expenses section, you must be logged into the case section, or can you do it from the client profile? You can do it from the client profile now. We used to have it where you could not create an invoice without a case yet. But now you can go to the client profile, click on billing, and add an expense, add the expense to the invoice, or create an invoice without a case, if that makes sense. All right. I'll show you later. I already covered that, but if you have questions, let me know. So I am going to show you how to process payments. Let me know again if you have any questions, okay? We said we created the invoice and we click select, add payment. The type of payment is right here. I'm going to say we use Square, or we use Zelle, or we use any other payment, terminal. So I'm just going to choose Zelle, like she paid through Zelle, and this is the transaction number. She paid $1,100. And we got that Zelle transaction on Monday, the 26th. So I just add the payment, and now obviously the balance is less. I can see the paid column, and I can also see the balance. So how much is the invoice, the total amount, how much we have received, and what's the balance. If you guys want to schedule a payment plan, that's when you go to select payment plan, and this is where you select the first payment due date. So let's say she's going to start paying us on September 30th. And the amount of the payment plan or installment amount will be $500. How often? Every 1 month. You can change to recurrence. As you can see, you can be super, you can customize it. So it's pretty flexible. So you can say every 3 weeks, every 15 days. I don't know. I'll just pick every 1 month. They're going to pay starting on September 30th, the amount of $500 every month. And I want to notify the client maybe 7 days before her payment is due. So you can customize that. And if you guys have the credit card processing module already connected, like LawPay or PayPal, you can include a payment link so they can pay online. Okay, for now, I'm just going to uncheck that. And also, if the client has provided their payment method, such as a credit card or ACH, you can schedule that to be processed automatically. And I think that was one of the questions that I received earlier. Let me read that again. Is there a way to create automatic payment for different customers who have a flat fee monthly retainer? This is it. It's a $500 installment amount, and I could choose the payment method. So the system goes through, it's gonna as long as you have the payment information, of course. All right, so I'm just gonna say, and that's how you create a payment plan. Again, let me know if you guys have any questions. Now, let's say my client, Valeria, calls and says, hey, I want to make a payment. Can you send me the link so I can do it online? Just go to the invoice, click select, send payment link to client. You could send that as a text message if you are subscribed to this SMS optional module, or you could also send it via email. Okay, so it's up to you. So just say, from this law firm, here's your payment link, and send it. Okay, let me know again if you have any questions at this point. So just so that everyone is on the same page, we have this PowerPoint presentation that you can download if you click on handouts, and that way you can click on any of these links that I am referring to. And right now we're going to continue to show you the rest. Let me go back. Let me make sure if you guys have any questions, please let me know. But I'm waiting for the rest of the participants to vote. I usually wait until the majority, at least more than. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much. All right, so it looks like the majority of you say, no, please continue, but I did get a question. Let me read that out loud. One of the questions was, how do I enter my cell link? You can't really enter a link from cell, but my suggestion is that you go to your admin application settings, click billing, and here's a note where I can put something like, for cell payments, please use this URL. It's technically not a clickable link anyway, so it's not gonna work when I say please click here, but please use this phone number or this email address, but yeah, this might be, I'll just leave it like that. For cell payments, please use this, or anyway, so yeah, that's my recommendation. The thing is, we don't work with Zelle directly. We only work with LawPay or PayPal. That's why when I say payment link, it goes through LawPay, for example. So you have to have an account with LawPay. Next question was, I think I mistakenly created a client profile without initially creating a case. Is there any way to create from the client profile the case to work with this client? Yes, of course. It's not a mistake. So you're fine. You technically always create a client first, so it's not a mistake. Let me show you. When you go to the client profile, right, all you have to do is now click on create case. So that's how it works. It's okay. In fact, like I said, I usually recommend that you first create the client profile and then create the case. Now, if you're saying that you mistakenly created an invoice, it's okay. Doesn't matter, as long as you go to the contact, right, profile, go to billing, you should see all invoices here, regardless if they were linked to a case or not. So you're fine. You can still create a case from the client profile and work with the client. She has many cases, so I can go to cases from the right-hand side of the sidebar menu, and I can see all the cases that I have created for the same client. So then, yeah, you're fine. It wasn't a mistake. All right, so then let's continue. I want to show you how do I add the payment method for the automatic payments. If you do have LawPay or PayPal, what you can do is click on billing, payment methods, and this is where you can add the payment method. So in this situation, I don't have my account linked. That's why it's always, it's showing this. But just go to your admin portal, click on application settings, and click on payment gateway. So this is where you can choose LawPay or PayPal. Okay, let me go back. Okay, reverse payments or refunds. How do I provide a refund or I can reverse a payment? Well, first of all, make sure that you have permission to do so. So you need to go to the administrator portal, click on users. In the administrator portal, if you go to the users and open your account, scroll down to where you see access rights. Keep going until you see billing. And make sure that the reverse payment as well as discounts and late fees or trust account or, make sure that it shows allowed. Because if you don't have that, it doesn't show allowed or these boxes are not checked, you can delete, you can access, you can't create or update. So make sure that you give yourself permission to allow or create or delete, etc. So that's important. Let's go back, and I want to show you now how do I provide a refund or I can reverse a payment. So this client gave us $1,500 payment through sale, but let's say that this sale transaction turns out it wasn't for this client. It was a different client. Well, we now need to cancel this or refund. You click on or reverse the payment, right? You want to click select, reverse payment, void or refund. And I'm going to say these $1,500. I'll put something like wrong client and the date. I'll just void the payment. And now it shows 0 back to the original balance. And that's it. Obviously, keep in mind, there's a record. So if you guys go to the second page of the invoice under payment history, it will show that we try to process a sale transaction, but then we process an adjustment and it was the wrong client. Okay. All right. Let me know if you have any questions about what I just did. Let's say that my client gave us cash. So we add payment, we put cash, I don't know, $2,000, and the brother paid on the 28th. I don't know. So I'm just adding the $2,000 payment. Maybe let me add one more for a check. So we got the check for, I don't know, $275, check number, and the date, yesterday. So I add the payment. So I want to do this so I can show you the payment history, how everything looks organized, the type of payments, the dates, the amounts, any notes or references, and who processed the payment. If this client is on a payment plan, which she is, it's showing us that she has to pay $500 every month. And because of the payment that she processed with, $2,000 cash, she has to pay it until January because it's $500 every month. So it's up to you if you guys want to apply the payments over. I think it's over here on the admin. Let me quickly take a look. If you go to the admin and application settings under billing, it's up to you if you want to apply the overpayment to the next installment or not. You can uncheck this box. Okay, so that's what I meant. All right, so let's close this. Now let me show you for clients who have access to the client portal. If you allow them to access the client portal, first of all, how do I give them access? So let me delete and I can show you how to do that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to take you from this home screen. Okay. All right. So from the home screen, I'm going to access my client profile. I'm going to open it. I'm going to go to the right-hand side of the menu. Click on Client Access. And I'm going to designate a login name and a password. So maybe the login name is her nickname, password 1234, and I create the account. And of course, I need to send her an email. I'm going to click Email Credentials, and I'm going to send her a username and password. This is also customizable where you guys can choose. For example, I have one in Spanish where I'm providing the credentials in Spanish and then just send the email. Now that I have that, then I go to, this is up to you. The client access details, this is where you can customize it. All right, so I gave her access to the client portal. Do I give her access to billing? Do I give her access to reports? Can she deposit funds into the trust account, etc.? So it's up to you. Let me show you what happens when the clients log in into their client portal. If they are logging in, you have to provide the credentials, and they're going to change their password for security reasons. I don't know if I can pick the same password, so let me just pick a different one and then save it. All right, I'm going to update and log in as a client. All right, here, again, I'm logging in as a client. Here in the client portal, there's a section for invoices. So your clients are able to see the invoice number, the date, the notes, and the amounts. So if she clicks here where it says paid, she can also see the payment history. She can also click here to make a payment. Well, right now, again, I have it disabled for me, but you guys can allow them to process their own payments instead of having to call your office. And if they want to see the payment plan history, or not the history, but the details, this is where they can see that. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions about this access and how clients can, well, not only make payments if you allow them to, but if you also allow, if you have law pay, for example, they can deposit funds into the trust account. I do want to clarify that our team is working to enhance the billing module. I don't have any more information, nor I can see it. But again, just stay tuned. We do have some enhancements in coming soon. All right, so let's continue. Give me 1 second. All right, so I'm gonna, here we go. All right, so now I'm gonna show you what the timekeeper module is and how you can use it with the time and billing feature if you have billing as well. Please let me know if you have any questions at this point. Okay. All right, so let's close this. Okay, so you need to have access to this optional module as well, and it's a timekeeper. The timekeeper is one of our optional modules, so if you want to track your time, if in case you want to start, or if you want to charge per hour, you want to start the timer. As you can see, we completely forgot to stop this one. 1,389 hours. So this is going to be an expensive consultation. All right, so we've got the timer running. Again, you can always pause the timer. You can modify it. Here I can have predefined reasons, or, court hearing, forms prep time, consultation, I don't know. And I'll just edit consultation for Valeria. So I know that, when I'm ready to move this expense, I can move that to her profile. Now, how do I customize the drop-down menu for the default options? Also here in the administrator portal. So if you go to application settings, timekeeper on the right-hand side, and then here's where you can customize the description. So by default, you at least have some sort of I use this one, but I still modify it where I can put the name, but I don't have to retype this all the time. And as you can see, it also shows you some settings, like do I want to enforce only one active timer at a given time, or do I want to limit the time entry description to just one of these presets instead of them modifying it? So again, up to you. All right, let's go back. And now that I track the time, if I want to modify it, obviously this was a mistake. It wasn't this long. Let's just say that it was a 2-hour consultation, almost, I'll just say 2-hour consultation. So I've got that ready, and I want to bill that client for the consultation if we charge per hour. So I can move it to the client profile, but in this situation, since I want to show you how to use the time and billing, I'm going to move it to the case profile. So you do need to have a case. So her name is Smith Lee Valeria, and I'm going to, after moving the case, after moving the time expense or the time tracked, I can create an expense. Sorry about that. So let's click move. And how much are we charging for this consultation, by the way? So it shows that we normally charge $95 per hour. So we click here, select, and then finish and navigate. Here we go. It turns out that for this same case, we already had another time track that we had for 819 hours. So the total time is now 821 hours. So let's take a look at billing and expenses and charges. Because we charge $95 per hour and we spent 2 hours and 11 minutes, it's $190. Okay, so now we are ready to create an invoice. All right, so let me add the invoice, select the client, select the fee, and the invoice template. It's actually default invoice. All right, so now I am charging for that 2-hour consultation, which is, again, you can put here, we charge $95 per hour. Oops, wrong symbol. All right, so $95 per hour. It was 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours, and it's $180. So now I can save my invoice for that timed expense. Let me know if you have any questions about using the timekeeper in the time and billing. Now, I don't know if you know this, but we also integrate with QuickBooks. It has to be your QuickBooks Online account. And the way that you use it, you also have to go to your admin application settings and click on QuickBooks so that you can authorize the QuickBooks connection, right? And then the settings where you say, hey, every time that I add a charge, I want it to show as pending or as accepted when I go to QuickBooks, okay? Let me show you what happens when you use QuickBooks. You're going to see billing QuickBooks, and it's either our billing or QuickBooks billing. You can't use both. So here's where you're going to search for your client's name and select. And you want to create the charges and, again, show them either as accepted or as pending. This is a one-way integration. We can't see QuickBooks information from here. It's only for us to send charges to QuickBooks Online, okay? As far as like creating an invoice, processing a payment, or running a report, anything like that, you still have to go through QuickBooks. And again, if you are interested in any of these modules, please contact our sales team members. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to create a smart alert. Do you notice that every time that I go to the account, I get a pop-up window that says client alert, she has overdue invoices? Well, how do I do that? How do I create an invoice alert? So let's see. Let's go to the admin portal. The administrator portal is for customization. So anytime that you guys need to customize something, modify, create, just go to the admin. And if you have any questions, please always contact us. Okay, so in the administrator portal, under types, you're going to see global alert for client or cases. Okay, so you click here. Well, either or. So global client alert, I want to add an alert, and I'm going to select the type of alert. So let's say it's a warning I could do a basic warning alert, something like, hey team, USCIS updated form, blah, blah, blah. Like you can add any alert and put that under every single client profile. So that's a basic one. But the one I want to show you today is, hey, I want to have like a warning or info alert. It's advanced because I want the entity to be invoices, right? Invoices that are overdue. That's it. So basically, I am adding an alert that's related to invoices that are overdue. And it's going to say info or warning or so let's save it. I think I already had that created as a warning. So let me just delete it. And let me delete this adverse client alert. Okay, so now we have an info alert for every time someone has overdue invoices, I'll get that warning or that pop-up window. So let's say Francisco's here because he wants to schedule an appointment with the attorney. And I open his account. Oh, I think I clicked on the, this is probably the wrong person. All right, sorry about that. I think it was this one. Okay. So I open the account and I get the alert. He has 9 overdue invoices. So I could add an alert. Let's say I speak to Francisco and say, hey, Francisco, you owe us this much. And he says, I'm going to pay you this afternoon with a check. I'll be back. Great. So let me add an alert, like an info or success, and say, client will come back with check this afternoon, blah, blah, blah. So that anyone in my organization knows that we've talked to him and there's like another alert. Okay? You could modify these alerts. Do you see the red dancing bell on the left? If I click on that icon, I can see any alerts that are linked to him, to this profile. You cannot delete or modify global alerts, but you can modify or delete these ones. Okay? Now, let's take a look. If we go to billing, invoices, these are all the invoices that he has pending, and it shows the balance. He owes $29,000 out of all the invoices. So this is actually a lot easier or faster than going one by one. Let me know if you have any questions about how to create a smart alert. Lastly, I wanted to show you how to use a tickler. And the tickler is a general dashboard, which, by the way, you all can customize under your user preferences. How do I do that? Well, just go to tickler, settings or layout, and you can say, you know what? I want to customize my tickler layout because I want to put information for billing, accounts receivable aging. Let me add that block to the layout, right, to the tickler. So let's refresh. Go to Tools, click Tickler, and then you can either use, again, your customized layout or the default one. It's up to you. All right, so what is this accounts receivable aging? It shows that we've got invoices with 30/60/90 balance, and I can also see that here. So it looks like, at least for my clients, I can see the due date and the amount due. Okay, you can customize that or sort by either amount due or due date. So this might be faster or easier than checking. Well, I'll show you right now. We have a report, but you can use the ticker to show the data for all case workers, for reminders, tasks, expiration dates, but also for accounts receivable aging. So again, I can see how much they owe and since when. And I can easily just click on the link to go straight to, let's say, who owes me the most? This one, since last year. So I'm going to focus on that invoice. Go to that case. Click on billing, invoices, and it's right there. Okay, so it looks like they only paid $1,500 last year in September, and now we need to remind them to pay the rest, right? So we have the option to send the invoice. Maybe send them a payment link, or simply select here and send them an email with the PDF of, hey, here's your invoice. Maybe even use a letter template that shows, please pay, you have this pending invoice, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let me know if you have any questions about that. I also want to show you how to run a report. So click on search on the left, standard report, and then click on billing. Here is where you can run reports related to billing, such as a list of all invoices with a pending balance. So I can run that report. It shows me, again, who owes me how much, since when. So it's easier for me to export to PDF or Excel, share with my team. I highly, highly recommend that you guys get custom reports. That way you can add more columns or customize the report. That's something that you can do from the administrator portal over here, report templates. If you guys have custom reports, this is what you can do. You can say, okay, that billing standard report that shows invoices with a pending balance, let me make a copy of that report and then maybe call it, I'll just call it like invoices with a balance higher than, I don't know, $10 or $50. So I can customize any report. And let me show you, when I say customize, I can simply add criteria saying, show me invoices that haven't been paid. Obviously, the balance is not zero, but the balance is also greater than $50. Or, like you can customize it. Or just show me clients that have been, or for consultations only, or I don't know. And then the columns, okay, well, I want to see when was this invoice created. I want to see the client name. How much is it, the invoice total? How much have I received? The total balance, the due date. I can add also the case worker that was linked to the, right? So case workers, did I pick? Case workers that have been linked to this case. Who's responsible to charge the client? I don't know. So it looks like I've got 993 invoices that have a balance higher than $50. Like this one, I haven't received anything. She owes me $325 since 10 years ago. All right, so now you know how to create a custom report. And my suggestion is that you schedule it. Hey, I don't have the time to log in, run the report. Might as well just send the report to me or send it to my accounting department. Hey, send them a PDF or Excel on a daily or weekly basis so that they can know how many invoices do we have that are past due. Send that report starting on Monday, which I cannot believe it's already September. Send it until the year 2028 to my accounting department. Maybe CC myself. Again, you can send this report to anyone for as long as you want, or as often as you need to. And that way your team can help you call these clients that still owe you. That's my suggestion. All right, so we still have time. If you guys have questions, please let me know. I know you will have questions later, so these are the resources and support options that you have. You can and you should give us a call Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Pacific Standard Time, except on holidays. You could also email us 24/7. That's our email address, ecmssupport@cerenade.com, except on holidays. You may also click on your home screen option where it says technical support, where you can also send your feedback to developers. Like I said, Our dev team is working on enhancing the billing module, so stay tuned. We have a user's guide. I put the link right here, so you can click on that link and access. You may also click here on the top right where it says help, and you have the user's guide. So let's say, hey, I have questions about how do I connect my LawPay account? All right, so here shows step-by-step instructions on how to enable your PayPal or LawPay account, right? Or I simply just want to watch a tutorial video for billing. Well, here we go, billing tutorial, and just watch the video. So we have a lot of resources available for you. We do these trainings for free live on Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, again, except on holidays. We also have a podcast called Cerenade Snacks. And by the way, if you are interested in participating, let us know. We also have a Facebook forum page. Please click on the link to register so that you can get authorization. We have a YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Let me show you why. A day ago, we uploaded videos for new features. It looks like we can now create views for case custom fields. We can now make enhancements on the business client intake forms, and we can limit a caseworker's access to only view assigned client profiles. There's no way you are going to know about these updates or enhancements if you're not subscribed to the channel. So just go to YouTube, search Cerenade Academy, and subscribe to the channel. And all of these trainings that we do for free on Fridays are recorded, and we upload the videos as well. Did you know? So did you know that we have a drag and drop feature, that you have the ability to customize document folders? Again, we talked about Timekeeper, etc. So we have, different features that you're probably not aware of. Today we talked about setting up automatic payments. We do have e-filable forms. By the way, we are working on the new form, FYI, that was released recently. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks more. The ability for you to use calendar appointment notifications, etc. So anyways, there's a lot to learn always. As you know, technology keeps evolving, so there's always something new. We even have AI-related features like Extractor and Summarizer. So please contact our sales team members if you're interested in getting an upgrade. In fact, let me know how many of you will be interested in upgrading your current subscription. You're probably not even using 10% of the system. So if you are interested, you can contact your sales rep, or if you're not sure, just let us know. But know that you can always upgrade or downgrade. You can change your subscription. So just click to vote. We'll be more than happy to show you what options are there that you're probably not aware of. So there's no reason to settle. The system is not just for forms. You can use it for more than just forms, as a full practice management solution. All right, so I'm waiting for the rest of the participants to vote. Let me just close this and share the results. And lastly, let me know if your questions were addressed during the webinar. I appreciate your feedback. There's always a survey after the end of the webinar, so please confirm and let us know what your experience was today. I hope that you learned something new. And on behalf of Cerenade, I want to thank you so much for voting. On behalf of Cerenade, I want to thank you for participating today. Have a great weekend. And again, if you have questions, contact us. Thank you, everyone.